Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to navigate through life with an almost supernatural ease, while others constantly struggle against the current? Here's a secret that only 1 in a million truly understands and practices. You are not here by chance. If this video reached you at this exact moment, it's no coincidence. It's a sign, a direct invitation from the universe to awaken to something extraordinary that already lives within you. In the next few minutes, I will reveal why you were chosen to receive this message and how the signs you've been ignoring are actually quantum portals to a completely different reality. Before we continue, if something inside you has already resonated with these words, leave a sign in the comments. Simply type the word light to confirm that you are ready for this journey. Imagine the universe as a gigantic quantum hologram, where each sign is a pixel of light that illuminates, revealing a larger image of your true journey, but only for those whose eyes are tuned to the frequency of revelation. This isn't just poetic metaphor. Quantum science has already demonstrated through John Smith's experiments in 1982 on quantum entanglement that subatomic particles remain connected, regardless of the distance between them. This means that everything in the universe is intrinsically interconnected in an invisible web of information and energy. The Heart-Mind Institute, through studies like Miller and colleagues in 2004, proved that your heart's electromagnetic field is 60 times more powerful than your brain's and can literally influence the environment around you. You are not just a passive observer of reality, you are an active participant in its creation. The signs begin subtly. Think about that moment when you felt an inexplicable urge to change your usual routine. Perhaps it was something simple like taking a different route home or walking into a store you had never noticed before. Have you ever stopped to consider that these impulses aren't random? They are whispers from the universal quantum field trying to realign you with your true path. Most people live on autopilot, following patterns established by fear and the need for security. But you are not most people. The fact that you are here absorbing these words already demonstrates that your vibrational frequency is rising beyond the ordinary. Breathe deeply now. Feel the air entering your nostrils, expanding your chest, and as you exhale, release all accumulated tension in your shoulders. This simple act of body awareness is already changing your frequency. When you ignore these subtle impulses, when you silence that inner voice that whispers directions different from what your logical mind planned, you are literally closing off portals of possibility. It's like having access to a vibrant, three-dimensional hologram and choosing to live in a two-dimensional, colorless version of reality. Remember that time you thought of someone and minutes later that person called you? Or when a specific song played repeatedly in different places, carrying a message you needed to hear? These are not cosmic accidents. They are evidence that you are tuned into higher frequencies of consciousness. The problem is that we've been conditioned to dismiss these experiences as mere coincidences. But let me share something revolutionary. Coincidence is just the name we give to miracles when we are afraid to recognize our own power. Johnson's delayed choice experiment, validated in 2007, demonstrated something extraordinary. The simple act of observing a particle can retroactively alter its behavior in the past. This means that your consciousness not only shapes the future, but can literally rewrite the past. When you recognize and honor the signs, you are collapsing infinite quantum possibilities into a specific reality aligned with your highest purpose. If this resonates with you, pause for a moment and subscribe to the channel. This is your first act of conscious alignment with this frequency of transformation. The hidden language of synchronicities. Have you noticed how certain numbers appear repeatedly in your life? Maybe it's always 1111 when you look at the clock, or the number 3333 shows up on license plates, receipts, and addresses. These are activation codes, direct messages from the unified field trying to awaken something dormant in your spiritual DNA. The ancient Gnostics, in texts like the Gospel of Thomas, already spoke about the chosen ones, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear what most do not perceive. It's not a matter of superiority, but of attunement. It's like having an internal radio that picks up frequencies that others haven't yet learned to tune into. When you start paying attention, the signs multiply exponentially. It's as if the universe, realizing it finally has your attention, starts speaking louder and clearer. That book that falls off the shelf right on the page containing the answer to your deepest question. The stranger who sits next to you at the coffee shop and casually mentions the exact solution to the problem that has been bothering you. The job offer that appears out of nowhere just when you were about to give up. None of this is by chance. It's the quantum hologram reorganizing itself to reveal the path that has always been there, waiting for you to have eyes to see. But why do some people perceive these signs while others remain blind to them? The answer lies in the coherence between heart and brain. When you live predominantly in fear, doubt, scarcity, your electromagnetic field vibrates at a low, dense frequency that literally blocks the reception of these subtle signs. It's like trying to tune into an FM radio station on a receiver configured for AM. The signals are there, transmitting constantly, but you simply can't pick them up. Place your hands over your heart now. Feel the warmth, the rhythmic pulsation. Imagine a golden light emanating from this center, expanding with each beat, creating a field of coherence around you. This is not an empty, mystical exercise. You are literally altering your body's electromagnetic configuration, becoming a more refined receiver for the universe's higher frequencies. When you maintain this state of coherence, even for a few minutes a day, your ability to perceive and interpret signs increases dramatically. If you are feeling an internal resistance to these ideas, if a part of you wants to dismiss all of this as fantasy, pay attention. This resistance is exactly the ego's defense mechanism, trying to keep you in the safe zone of known limitation. The fear of your own power is the biggest obstacle between you and the extraordinary life that is encoded in your destiny. Comment now with the word awaken if you are ready to transcend this resistance and embrace your true co-creative nature. The cost of vibrational disconnection. How many times have you felt that tightness in your chest before making a decision that later turned out to be disastrous? How many opportunities lost because you chose logic over intuition? Each time you ignore these bodily signs, these whispers of inner wisdom, you are literally sabotaging your own cosmic navigation system. It's like having a perfect GPS and choosing to drive blindfolded. The anxiety that so many experience today is not just a result of modern stress. It's the desperate cry of your soul trying to call your attention to the misalignment between who you are being and who you came here to be. The Hermetic principles, codified millennia ago in the Kybalion, teach us that everything in the universe vibrates. Nothing stands still. Your emotions, thoughts, and even your cells are in constant vibrational motion. When you ignore the signs, you're creating a vibrational dissonance that manifests as mental confusion, financial stagnation, toxic relationships, and a persistent feeling of existential emptiness. It's like playing a symphony with out-of-tune instruments. The result is cacophony, not harmony. Think about that person you know who seems to have a charmed life, the one who is always in the right place at the right time, who manifests opportunities with disconcerting ease. It's not luck, it's not divine privilege, it's conscious vibrational alignment. These people have learned to read the signs, to follow intuitive impulses, to trust the intelligent flow of the universe. They have understood that reality is not something fixed that happens to them, but something fluid that happens through them. Now, feel the tension in your jaw. Consciously relax the muscles in your face. Let your shoulders drop. With each exhalation, release the need to control every aspect of your life. Control is an illusion of the ego. True mastery comes from conscious surrender to the higher flow that is always conspiring in your favor. When you release compulsive control, you create space for miracles to enter. The financial stagnation that many experience is not about a lack of opportunities or a bad economy. It's about being tuned into the frequency of scarcity instead of abundance. Each time you ignore that urge to invest in yourself, to follow that seemingly crazy idea, to trust that vision that arises during meditation, you are telling the universe that you don't trust your own ability to co-create prosperity. Money, like everything else, is energy, and energy flows where there is alignment, purpose, and trust. Have you ever noticed how the solutions to your most complex problems emerge when you stop forcing it? In the shower, during a walk, in that moment between sleep and wakefulness. This happens because in these moments, your analytical mind relaxes and allows the higher intelligence of the quantum field to deliver the answers that have always been available. The signs are constantly trying to guide you to these solutions, but you need to create the internal space to receive them. Like this video now if you are starting to notice patterns in your own life that previously went unnoticed. The sacred science of conscious manifestation. Let me reveal something that ancient masters knew and that quantum physics is only beginning to prove. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Your external reality is a perfect mirror of your inner landscape. Every relationship, every financial situation, every health challenge is a holographic projection of the vibrational patterns you carry in your energetic field. When you change your internal frequency, the external hologram reorganizes itself to match. It's not magic, it's physics applied to consciousness. The concept of the quantum hologram I mentioned earlier is not just a beautiful analogy. In a real hologram, each part contains the information of the whole. If you cut a hologram into 1,000 pieces, each fragment will still contain the complete image. You are exactly like that. Every cell in your body contains the wisdom of the entire universe. Every moment of your life contains the potential for the totality of your fulfillment. The signs you receive are reminders of this fundamental truth, trying to awaken you to the unlimited power that already resides within you. But here's the paradox that confuses the linear mind. To access this power, you first need to recognize that you already possess it. It's like a video game character discovering they always had the special ability they needed to win the final challenge. The difference is that your life is not a game with a predefined script. It is a dynamic co-creation between your consciousness and the infinite field of possibilities. Every choice you make, every sign you follow or ignore, is literally creating new paths in the fabric of space-time. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize yourself as a conscious point of light at the center of a vast network of luminous energy. See golden threads extending from you in all directions, connecting to people, places, opportunities that are aligned with your highest purpose. Now imagine that each sign you receive illuminates one of these threads, showing you exactly which path to follow to get where your soul desires to be. This is the true meaning of being chosen. It's not about being special, it's about being awake. The intuition you feel is not a random guess from your subconscious. It is literally your quantum brain decoding information from higher dimensions of consciousness. Studies in quantum neuroscience suggest that the microtubules in your neurons can function as quantum antennas, picking up non-local information from the unified field. When you have that visceral feeling about something or someone, when you simply know without knowing how you know, you are accessing this cosmic database that transcends the limitations of linear time and space. That's why trying to live only by logic is like trying to navigate the ocean using only a roadmap. Logic has its place, but it operates within the limitations of the third dimension. Your intuition, amplified by the recognition of signs, operates in higher dimensions where past, present, and future coexist simultaneously. This is why sometimes you have premonitory dreams or a feeling of having already experienced certain moments before. You are accessing points of the quantum hologram that your linear mind has not yet reached. Share in the comments if you have ever had a feeling of having already experienced so intense that it changed your perception of reality. The Quantum Activation Protocol. Now I will share with you a 3-step method that has been guarded in esoteric circles for centuries, but which now needs to be revealed to those ready to assume their role as conscious co-creators. This is not a complex, mystical ritual. It is a consciousness technology based on verifiable quantum principles that you can apply immediately in your life. Accepting present reality as perfect. This first step may seem contradictory, especially if you are going through challenges. But here's the key. Accepting doesn't mean resigning yourself. It means recognizing that everything in your current reality, including the challenges, are perfect signs showing exactly where you need to align your energy. When you resist what is, you create turbulence in the quantum field that blocks the signs of change. Imagine yourself driving a car. If you are constantly looking back, regretting the path traveled, you cannot see the road signs ahead. Accepting where you are is like adjusting the rearview mirror to the correct position and focusing on the path ahead. For example, if you are facing financial scarcity, instead of resisting and creating more tension, accept it as a sign that it's time to raise your abundance frequency. Acceptance creates a field of coherence that allows the signs of solution to become visible. extracting the hidden gift from each experience. This second step requires you to become an archaeologist of blessings, digging through layers of apparent negativity to find the hidden gold. The ancient alchemists were not literally trying to turn lead into gold. They were describing this process of transforming dense experiences into luminous wisdom. When you extract the gift, you are literally changing the energetic charge of the experience in the quantum field. A betrayal becomes an opportunity to strengthen your boundaries. A loss becomes a portal to discover your inner resilience. A rejection becomes a divine redirection to something better aligned. For example, think about that layoff that seemed devastating but forced you to finally follow your true passion. Or that relationship that ended painfully but taught you to love yourself first. These were not accidents. They were signs disguised as challenges, guiding you to your highest evolution, redirecting your focus to the desired frequency. This third step is where the quantum magic truly happens. Once you have accepted the present and extracted the gift, you have the power to consciously choose which frequency to tune into next. It's like changing radio stations. You don't have to fight the old station, you simply tune into the new one. But here's the secret that few understand. You don't tune into what you want to have. You tune into who you need to be to attract what you desire. If you want abundance, don't focus on money. Focus on gratitude, generosity, the feeling of already having everything you need. The quantum field responds to vibration, not words. For example, if you desire a loving relationship, instead of focusing on the lack of a partner, cultivate self-love, inner completeness, the joy of being alive. Become the frequency of love, and love will find you through signs and synchronicities you couldn't even imagine. Keep your spine straight now. Feel as if an invisible thread gently pulled the top of your head towards the sky while your feet root deeply into the earth. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, the meeting point between the spiritual and the material. In this position, you become a clear channel for the universe's signs to flow through you and manifest in your physical reality. The grand final revelation. If you have made it this far, if these words have resonated at frequencies you recognize but cannot name, then you need to understand something crucial. The universe does not choose people randomly. You did not stumble upon this video by accident. There is an intelligence orchestrating encounters, creating synchronicities, aligning moments so that the right information reaches the right person at the exact moment of their readiness. You are ready. Otherwise, these words would sound like incomprehensible noise. Remember the quantum hologram. Every pixel of light that illuminates is a confirmation that you are on the path. But the hologram only reveals the complete image to those who persist in looking, who don't look away when the intensity increases, who trust the process even when the image seems fragmented and confusing. You are one of those rare beings who has the courage to keep looking, to keep following the signs even when they lead down unconventional paths. The truth is, you always knew. Since childhood, you felt there was something more, something beyond what eyes could see and ears could hear. You tried to fit in, tried to silence that inner voice that insisted you were here for something greater. But it never completely silenced, did it? It kept whispering through the signs, through the synchronicities, through those moments of crystal clear clarity when you simply knew you were connected to something infinitely greater than yourself. The universe speaks in signs. You were chosen to hear, not because you are superior to others, but because you have developed through many journeys the sensitivity to perceive what has always been there. Your intuition is the quantum compass. Follow the signs. They never lie, never deceive, never lead you away from your highest purpose. Even apparent detours are part of the perfect path. Now, at this moment, you have a choice. You can close this video and go back to life on autopilot, ignoring the signs, living on the two-dimensional surface of reality. Or you can make the commitment here and now to become a conscious reader of signs, a decoder of the universe's messages, an active co-creator of your most extraordinary destiny. It's not chance, it's alignment. You are on the right path. If you are ready for this commitment, if you feel in the deepest part of your being that it's time to fully awaken to your co-creative power, then take action now. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving activations and insights. Comment with a word that represents the most powerful sign you have ever received. It can be love, courage, transformation, or any word that resonates with your journey. And share this video with someone you know is ready, but hasn't yet noticed the signs. Breathe deeply one more time. Feel the expansion in your chest. You are not just a person watching a video. You are a point of consciousness in the vast quantum hologram of the universe, awake and responding to the call of your own evolution. The signs will keep coming clearer and clearer, more and more powerful. Your only task is to remain open, attentive, and courageous enough to follow them. The universe conspires in your favor. It always has. Now you know. And knowing changes everything.